So question 2 focuses on one of the core practicals. So in this case, the specific heat capacity experiment. And it asks you to draw a label diagram. So yeah, the student has put in the 1 kilogram block of aluminium, that gets 1 mark. They've got a heater connected to a power pack and they've got a thermometer, so that scores 2 marks. The thing that they should have put in there, if I just add to the diagram, they could have just connected in a joule meter, and probably that is the easiest thing to do. So in here somewhere just had a box which is clearly connected into the wires there, and it's a joule meter, because you've got to have some way of measuring the amount of energy, electrical energy, that's actually going in. The other things that they're going to need is a top pan balance, because that's one of the measurements that you need. Another thing you could put in there is a stop clock. That's going to help. Right. The standard way of answering these, there's a 6-mark answer. Sorry, I should have said, so there's the 3 marks there for the actual diagram. The next question goes on to ask, there we go, if I can just see that. Describe how you could use the apparatus you drew to determine the specific heat capacity of aluminium. Well, that's the standard answer there, and you can see that there are 6 marks. And many people lost marks because they didn't put in the standard things that we need to put in. So of those 6 marks, you can see what you need to measure is the amount of energy that goes in. You could do that with a joule meter. You've got to know the mass, and they've said with an electric balance, you could say with a top pan balance. And the one that most people said is you've got to measure a temperature change, using a thermometer. You see what they're doing? They're saying you measure this and you do it with that. So there's 3 marks there, essentially. Then, when I've got those things, I'm going to use the equation for specific heat capacity. Energy equals mass times specific heat capacity times temperature rise. There's the rearranged form. That's what I'm going to put the information into, and that will allow me to calculate specific heat capacity. There are other marks though. Look, to get valid results, perhaps I'm going to repeat the practical and I'm going to calculate a mean. There are some other choices there of sensible things to do. And finally, there's a safety element. So the immersion heater gets hot, don't touch it. So if you can string all of those things together, so have sections for this is what I'm going to measure, that's how I'm going to calculate it, this is how I'm going to make the results valid, and this is how I'm going to deal with safety, then that will definitely be a level 3 answer and you'll get 6 marks. The trick is just that there are lots of these